Hi everyone, I am Marijul Gura, BPED2. I'm going to report the assigned topic that given to me, diabetes. What is diabetes? Diabetes is a chronic metabolic disease characterized by elevated levels of blood glucose or blood sugar, which leads over time to serious damage to the heart, blood vessels, eyes, kidneys, and nerves. Diabetes is the condition in which the body does not properly process food for use as energy. Most of the food we eat is turned into glucose or sugar for our bodies to use for energy. The pancreas, an organ that lies near the stomach, makes a hormone called insulin to help glucose get into the cells of our bodies. This means diabetes is a disease that affects your body's ability to produce or use insulin. Insulin is a hormone. When your body turns the food you eat into energy, also called sugar or glucose, insulin is released to help transport this energy to the cells. Insulin acts as a key. Its chemical message tells the cell to open and receive glucose. If you produce little or no insulin or are insulin resistant, too much sugar remains in your blood. Blood glucose levels are higher than normal for individuals with diabetes. Glucose is a sugar that the bloodstream carries to all cells in the body to supply energy. A person needs to keep blood sugar levels within a safe range to reduce the risk of diabetes and heart disease. There are three main types of diabetes, which is type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetes mellitus. Type 1 diabetes is a condition in which your immune system destroys insulin-making cells in your pancreas. These are called beta cells. It can develop at any age but occurs most frequently in children and adolescents, so it used to be called juvenile diabetes. When you have type 1 diabetes, your body produces very little or no insulin, which means that you need daily insulin injections to maintain blood glucose levels under control. The body breaks down the carbohydrates you eat into blood sugar that it uses for energy, and insulin is a hormone that the body needs to get glucose from the bloodstream into the cells of the body. With the help of insulin therapy and other treatments, everyone can learn to manage their condition and live long, healthy lives. If people with type 1 diabetes do not have access to insulin, they will die. The most common symptoms of type 1 diabetes include abnormal thirst and dry mouth, sudden weight loss, frequent urination, lack of energy, tiredness, constant hunger, blurred vision, and bedwetting. And it may also result in mood change. Type 2. Type 2 diabetes is more common in adults and accounts for around 90% of all diabetes cases. In type 2 diabetes, your body's cells aren't able to respond to insulin as well as they should. In later stages of the disease, your body may also not produce enough insulin. When you have type 2 diabetes, your body does not make good use of the insulin that it produces. The cornerstone of type 2 diabetes treatment is healthy lifestyle, including increased physical activity and healthy diet. However, over time, most people with type 2 diabetes will require oral drugs and or insulin to keep their blood glucose levels under control. Type 2 diabetes is most commonly diagnosed in older adults but is increasingly seen in children, adolescents, and younger adults due to rising levels of obesity, physical inactivity, and poor diet. These are the several risk factors have been associated with type 2 diabetes and include family history of diabetes, overweight, unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, increasing age, high blood pressure, ethnicity, impaired glucose tolerance or IGT, history of gestational diabetes, and poor nutrition during pregnancy. It may also cause recurring infections. This is because elevated glucose levels make it harder for the body to heal. So, gestational diabetes mellitus or GDM is a type of diabetes that consists of high blood glucose during pregnancy and is associated with complications to both mother and child. GDM usually disappears after pregnancy, but women affected and their children are at increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes later in life. Most women with gestational diabetes don't have any symptoms. The condition is often detected during a routine blood sugar test or oral glucose tolerance test that is usually performed between the 24th and 28th weeks of gestation. Gestational diabetes can be a scary diagnosis, but like other forms of diabetes, it's one that you can manage. Gestational diabetes is a severe and neglected threat to maternal and child health. Many women with GDM experience pregnancy-related complications, including high blood pressure, large birth weight babies, and obstructed labor. In rare cases, a woman with gestational diabetes will also experience increased thirst or urination. 13 ways to prevent type 2 diabetes. Number 1. Cut sugar and refined carbs from your diet. Eating foods high in refined carbs and sugar increases blood sugar and insulin levels, which may lead to diabetes over time. Avoiding these foods may help reduce your risk. Number 2. Work out regular. Performing physical activity on a regular basis can increase insulin secretion and sensitivity, which may help prevent the progression from pre-diabetes to diabetes. Number 3. Drink water as your primary beverage. Water is by far the most natural beverage you can drink. Drinking water instead of other beverages may help control blood sugar and insulin levels, thereby reducing the risk of diabetes. Number 4. Lose weight if you're overweight or obese. Carrying excess weight, particularly in the abdominal area, increases the likelihood of developing diabetes. Losing weight may significantly reduce the risk of diabetes. Number 5. Quit smoking. Smoking is strongly linked to the risk of diabetes, especially in heavy smokers. Quitting has been shown to reduce this risk over time. Number 6. Follow a very low-carb diet. Following a ketogenic or a very low-carb diet can help keep blood sugar and insulin levels under control, which may protect against diabetes. Number 7. Watch portion sizes. Avoiding large portion sizes can help reduce insulin and blood sugar levels and decrease the risk of diabetes. Number 8. Avoid sedentary behaviors. Avoiding sedentary behaviors like excessive sitting has been shown to reduce your risk of getting diabetes. Number 9. Eat a high-fiber diet. Consuming a good fiber source at each meal can help prevent spikes in blood sugar and insulin levels, which may help reduce the risk of developing diabetes. Number 10. Optimize vitamin D levels. Consuming foods high in vitamin D or taking supplements can help optimize vitamin D blood levels, which can reduce your risk of diabetes. 11. Minimize your intake of processed food. Minimizing processed foods and focusing on whole foods with protective effects on health may help decrease the risk of diabetes. Number 12. Drink coffee or tea. Drinking coffee or tea may help reduce blood sugar levels, increase insulin sensitivity, and reduce the risk of diabetes. 13. Consider taking these natural herbs. Curcumin and berberine. The herbs curcumin and berberine increase insulin sensitivity, reduce blood sugar levels, and may help prevent diabetes. So, challenges in diabetes management. Discrimination towards people living with diabetes is also a major challenge, since there are many that don't have the ability to get a job, proper education, or even get married because of their chronic condition. Diabetes can also affect the lives of people living with a person diagnosed with diabetes, both emotionally and financially, especially if the person lacks proper diabetes education, lack of insulin access, and lack of professional and experienced medical staff care. Living with diabetes is considered to be challenging, emotional, and stressful. To be able to live a healthy life with diabetes, you have to overcome the belief that this condition will overtake your life. If you embrace it and you are willing to take all the medical and nutritional aspects in mind, you will be able to overcome the idea that diabetes is your enemy. Struggles of people with diabetes. According to Lynn Grieger, Nutrition and Dietetics, people with diabetes face many daunting obstacles, but in my over 20 years of working as a certified diabetes educator, I think the biggest struggle is figuring out how to fit diabetes management into your life so that diabetes doesn't take over your life. Learning how to combine regular blood glucose testing, exercise, healthy eating, medications, regular eye exams, and daily food care can seem overwhelming and seemingly impossible. Taking a proactive approach where diabetes self-care becomes a part of your life without taking over your life is key for both a happy and fulfilling life as well as a healthy life.